Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and here's a headline from Cointelegraph. MicroStrategy buys the dip, now has more Bitcoin than the United States government. Now, undeniably, this is fascinating, and if you've been following my channel or just following crypto news in general, then at this point you're probably fairly familiar with MicroStrategy, a publicly traded company that has put an insane amount of money directly into Bitcoin. Rather than keeping United States dollars as in the reserves, they're like, nope, because it's like they view it as an ice cube that's melting. Because especially with the rampant money printing of the United States federal government, especially with what's happened in the calendar year of 2020, purchasing power is eroding, even if the number of dollars in your account is not. And so what's fascinating to me about this is that, yes, they're specifically purchasing Bitcoin, and them doing this is going to be better for XRP than it is for Bitcoin. And I will explain exactly what I mean by that. And this is part of a bigger narrative that I've been outlining because it's been so prevalent and so noticeable of just publicly traded companies and institutional money coming into the space. And admittedly, most of it's going towards Bitcoin, but holy hell, damn, this is good for XRP. I seriously mean what I'm saying. I firmly believe that it's better for XRP than it is for Bitcoin. Here's another headline from the Daily Huddle. Crypto giant Square launches cashback rewards program via Cash App. And this is, by the way, after Square, another publicly traded company, invested $50 million into Bitcoin. And then there's been talk, and I mentioned this in a video the other day, but I've got an update for you now. There's talk about Tesla potentially investing into Bitcoin. I voiced my skepticism of that, at least in the short term, because Elon Musk, if taken at face value, made it pretty clear that he's not excited about Bitcoin in particular, although for some completely mysterious reason, he is a huge fan of Dogecoin. And unfortunately, that's not a joke what I just said there. Likes Dogecoin, not a big fan of Bitcoin. Don't even know for sure if he knows what XRP is. But anyway, lots to talk about here. Before we go any further, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you would please, ever so delicately, tap the like button. Just a frilly little tap will do. You don't need to get all smashy. You know what? Hey, I'm looking at you in the corner there, Mr. Muscles. You smash this like button, I'll tell you what, you might break it. And we have a tough love posse here on the Moon Lambo channel. You break it, you buy it, my friend. I know, it's tough. But also, go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel, which is, by the way, the Moon Lamboist of all channels on the YouTubes. I do not know what that means. All right, so into the first piece. Business intelligence company MicroStrategy has added to its Bitcoin stash with a purchase of 29,646 Bitcoin. Take a look. I'm just going to read the actual tweet. This is from Michael Saylor. You can see here is his official verified account. With 264,900 followers, the CEO of publicly traded company MicroStrategy, he said the following. MicroStrategy has purchased an additional 29,646 Bitcoins for $650 million at an average price of $21,925 per Bitcoin, and now hodl an aggregate of 70,470 Bitcoins purchased for $1.125 billion at an average price of $15,964 per Bitcoin. Staggering. Now this, talk about hands of steel. So they are truly thinking long term. They are not going to be shaken out. They understand exactly what this technology is, and they are not going to be shaken out. So this is less supply available for everybody else to purchase. And this is just one company. There's one company on the planet, but they are trendsetters, and I do believe that this is the direction you're going to continue to see the market go. Just more and more publicly traded companies, as time passes, purchasing like a metric F-word ton of Bitcoin. Which again, I know it's not XRP, but don't worry, it's going to be super duper good. Let me go a little bit further here. CEO Michael Saylor tweeted this news, and immediately following a pullback in price to $22,247. Although it's unclear whether the acquisition coincided with this event. And look, regardless of whether or not that's true, it doesn't matter. For them, I genuinely believe this. It's a long-term type of thing. Michael Saylor has cited, hey, we're going to hold this for 100 years, just to kind of express the idea that it's not going to be leaving our deep cold storage, right? Now, MicroStrategy announced its intention to buy more Bitcoin earlier this month with a $400 million debt security sale to raise funds for the purchase. The bond sale ultimately brought in $650 million, which has now been used to buy Bitcoin as promised. Company's now holding a total of 70,470 Bitcoin, and they go and cite the average price, which I already read there. But it just made it sound like the Bitcoin that they purchased when did they start? Maybe in September. I think it was somewhere around $11,000 or so, something like that. And it's just interesting to point out, because these people are not idiots. They will not buy in the way that retail speculators do, because retail speculators emotionally buy and sell. This is absolutely verifiably true. They're not. They're just going to sit there and hold. And it's fascinating to me that they find that price level to be cheap. They think that Bitcoin's going to be worth substantially more. And I suspect that's going to be the case. Now, look, I don't have a financial background of any kind, not offering financial advice, do not buy or sell anything because anything I say are right. But XRP is following the price action of Bitcoin. And so this is going to be even better for XRP than it is for Bitcoin. And it's also true that you are seeing institutions continue to purchase XRP. It's just a smaller percentage of their portfolios. But I look, if Bitcoin is going to continue to be purchased by publicly traded companies, do you not think at some point they're also going to start snatching up some other cryptocurrencies that, as time passes, have proven to have staying power, like XRP, which solves a real-world problem? My investment thesis is that utility matters and will win the day, and XRP... Is there a cryptocurrency that's more useful? Even just set aside the fact that technologically it's superior to everything else. It's functionally being used in enterprise-grade software. Does it not represent true value? Of course it does. And so I think that you will see companies that want to diversify into the crypto asset class and hold Bitcoin as a treasury reserve asset. Why would they not also for XRP at some point? You know, even if it's just a smaller percentage, fine, but it's still coming. But that's the neat thing. Like, even without that, given that we know that XRP and every other crypto follows Bitcoin, and there's less money in XRP than there is in Bitcoin, it takes less money coming in to get this multiplier effect. That's why this is all so exciting to me. And it's also why, like, I would never want to be a maximalist of any coin, because it's stupid. Like, you have to be an idiot stick to believe that there's going to be one coin to rule them all. It's pure silliness. And so I'm more excited about just having a bigger pie, and then XRP getting however much the market decides it deserves. And I think that's a perfectly reasonable stance to have. So here's news from October 8th of this year, 2020. Square Inc. invests $50 million in Bitcoin. You can see Square Inc. announced today that it has purchased approximately 4,709 Bitcoins at an aggregate purchase price of $50 million. Square believes that cryptocurrency is an instrument of economic empowerment and provides a way for the world to participate in a global monetary system, which aligns with the company's purpose. The investment represents approximately 1% of Square's total assets as of the end of the second quarter 2020. See, and that's another thing that's so just mind-bogglingly amazing to me. $50 million, it sounds like a lot of money. It is a lot of money. But it's just 1% of the value of the company. 1 freaking percent. And so that's why I just keep thinking, holy hell, you get much larger numbers of institutional investors come in, publicly traded companies, and individual billionaires. You're going to end up with a multi-trillion-dollar asset class. Right? I can't imagine that not happening. And you don't even need $1 trillion to go in to have $1 trillion market cap. You need, I don't know what the number would be. Maybe it's 100 billion, 200. I don't know what the number would be. But you get this multiplier effect as this occurs here. And so whatever the market cap of the asset class is today, I don't know if it's like 600 and something $1 million as I record this. It's probably somewhere there, but I didn't check before recording. Nowhere near that much money flowed in. Right? So the net inflow of cash required to get that type of market cap is nowhere near what most people think it is. And so here's this news today, and this is cool. This is it's just a vehicle to get people to adopt a credit card effectively, or the Cash App here. But it's cool because I think it's clever. We'll see if to what degree it gets adopted. But it's going to take cryptocurrency potentially. Well, it's going to result in more being out of circulation because a certain amount is just going to be held by the people that accumulate it in this fashion. So it's just one thing, but I thought it was a cool story, and it's from a publicly traded company, Square, that is purchasing Bitcoin themselves. Square's Cash App users can now earn back Bitcoin with every transaction made through their Cash Card. In a recent tweet, the fintech giant reveals the new offering, which is an iteration of Cash App Boosts where users get a chance to earn instant discounts on everyday purchases made with their Cash Card. With the Bitcoin Boost program, users can earn Bitcoin rewards by using the app. And here's a quote: "Earn Bitcoin using Boost on Cash Card purchases. Bitcoin Boost can be found in the Boost carousel and work just like normal Boost, but allows you to earn Bitcoin on Cash Card purchases." It's cool. It's like getting rewards on a credit card, basically, right? And in this case, it's Bitcoin, which affects supply and demand. I wonder to what degree stuff like this is going to be widespread in the future, and if you'll see something like this with other coins like XRP. Wouldn't be surprised in the least. All right, last piece for this video, and this is interesting. So there's a new development. I did talk about this the other day, which is partly why I'm saving it for last, but there's a new development here. It's titled Peter Schiff, CZ, Pompliano discussing if Elon Musk will grab Bitcoin with Tesla Cash. I still think, at least in the immediate future, highly unlikely, based on what he has said, but we'll see. It doesn't mean it would never necessarily happen. But anyway, on Sunday, the head of MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor, addressed Elon Musk on Twitter and offered to tutor him on how to get Bitcoin onto Tesla's balance sheet. Now, crypto influencers have been discussing if Elon Musk will acquire Bitcoin for Tesla after all. Peter Schiff spreads the word about the likely negative outcome of this. Well, man, tell you what a stick in the mud that Peter Schiff. I like him though. He's just wrong about crypto. He's right about the macro problems resulting from debasement of the United States dollar and just the fiscal policy, monetary policy. It's a train wreck. So he's right about all that stuff. He thinks the solution is gold, and he thinks that crypto is going to zero, and it's just Looney Tunes to me. But whatever. Anyway, head of Binance, CZ, and Anthony Pompliano have taken to Twitter to bet on Elon Musk acquiring Bitcoin with Tesla's or his own cash after all. This discussion was provoked on Sunday after the Tesla CEO changed his tune on Bitcoin, tweeting that Bitcoin is a safe word now, the opposite of what Musk tweeted last winter. But what they don't cite, and I don't think it's included in this article anyway, I mapped the video out earlier today, so maybe I'm mistaken. No, I guess I'm not mistaken. Okay, so one of the things that Elon Musk tweeted out was that that Bitcoin was as BS as fiat currency. Sorry, guys. It's as BS. Bitcoin is as BS as fiat currency, almost anyway. That's what he tweeted out. So I saw that. I was like, yeah, you're not gonna be buying Bitcoin, dude. Not anytime soon. I mean, people can be swayed. Like, he could change his mind. Who knows what's gonna happen? But I'm not convinced you're gonna see that any freaking time soon. But anyway, so MicroStrategy CEO Michael Saylor offered to tutor Musk on making large transactions to purchase Bitcoin. Vocal Bitcoin hater Peter Schiff was unable to stay away from these discussions. It is funny to me how he despises crypto and he cannot stop talking about Bitcoin. It's hilarious to me. I have a good time with it. Just follow them. I do follow them all up on the Twitters. But anyway, a CZ, the head of Binance, has bet that Elon Musk will eventually lay his hands on Bitcoin, whether for himself or for Tesla. And look, totally possible, fine. I just don't think it's going to be happening with Tesla specifically anytime soon, if ever. But Bitcoin advocate, entrepreneur, and Bitcoin podcaster Anthony Pompliano doubts that this will happen. So we shall see. Responding to CZ, Schiff wrote the following: Musk is far too smart to be dumb enough to buy Bitcoin. It's just a matter of time before you realize that too. So by the way, if you like any cryptocurrency, because he says all cryptocurrencies are going to zero, just to be clear, including XRP, all of them going to zero. He thinks that you listening to this are dumb. He thinks you're stupid because you're purchasing crypto. And so to me, I just think everything he's saying, if you fast forward to because the internet stores everything forever. People are going to be watching stuff that he said 100 years later. And he's just going to be known as the guy that was wrong about one of the most substantial revolutions that's ever occurred in the history of mankind. And it's specifically having to do with the internet of value, effectively, in the way that transactions occur that specifically move actual value. It's just, to be that wrong on something so substantial, I wouldn't want to be that figure in history. I would not want to be Peter Schiff. I definitely would not. And he called the housing collapse in 2008. He's known for that, but he's going to be known for this if he doesn't fix what he stayed here from sooner than later. This is not going to go well for him. Oh man. And it couldn't be more clear because, given that there are even just this, so, and I've shared this in the past, but what caused me to figure out this was never going to go away is when I realized that you can have business models that could not otherwise exist without cryptocurrencies. And so XRP was the first one, and so that's part of why I latched on. I was like, holy hell, this thing actually can solve a problem that you cannot solve without it. And so as soon as I saw it, I was like, holy hell, yeah, that represents real value, which means it deserves to have in perpetuity an open market price. And it's going to, as long as it continues to functionally be useful. And that is such an obvious thing to understand that it's for somebody to not be able to comprehend that, it's just like moon Lambo brain explode. It made no damn sense, honestly. I'll wrap up there, though. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon Lambo.